There was a night, clouded by too many drinks, when I let something slip, something I never should have said. In that vulnerable haze, I confessed to him that my feelings had changed. The next morning, I woke up filled with regret so sharp it made my chest ache. If I could rewind time, I'd slap some sense into myself for being so reckless. Let me take you through it. My name is Emily. I'm 30 years old, married to Luke, who's 35. We've been together for 3 years, and honestly, I don't even know where to begin. What I will say up front is this. This is not a story with a neat, happy ending. There are no fairy tale resolutions here, just a mess I created with my own hands. Luke is a kind of man people pray for, steady, generous, dependable. He owns a small business and throws himself completely into making it work. Even with all that on his plate, he never neglects me. He remembers how I take my coffee without being told. He stays up late helping me with things I didn't even know I needed help with. At first, I adored his simplicity, his constancy. He made me feel protected and cherished. But over time, that admiration turned into something else. I began comparing him to the husbands of my friends, men who were taller, more toned, more spontaneous. I'd scroll past picture-perfect couples on social media, each photo watering the seed of doubt that had taken root inside me. What began as a flicker of uncertainty turned into a quiet storm. I kept reminding myself that love isn't about surface-level attraction, but the feelings kept clawing their way back. I felt stuck, not in my marriage, but in my own mind, trapped in an exhausting loop of questioning if I even deserved the kind of love Luke so freely gave me. Then came the night that tipped everything over. It was a typical girls' night, just drinks, laughs, the usual fun. But somewhere along the way, I lost track of how much I had drunk. 1 glass turned into 3, then 4. I was soaked in alcohol and self-pity, simmering in a strange brew of resentment and confusion. By the time I stumbled home, I could barely walk straight. Luke, being who he is, had stayed up to make sure I got home safely. But instead of being grateful, I looked him in the eyes and said something I can never take back. I'm not even attracted to you anymore. 6 words. That's all it took to shatter something sacred. The next morning, I woke up groggy, my head pounding. At first, I didn't remember what had happened. But then I saw Luke, sitting on the edge of the bed, staring at the floor like someone had ripped the ground out from under him. His voice was quiet when he asked, "Is that really how you feel about me?" I didn't understand at first, until he repeated the words I had said. That's when it hit me. The shame, the dread, it all came crashing down. I scrambled to fix it, stammering, "Luke, I was drunk. I didn't mean it." But he didn't yell. He didn't even argue. He just nodded slowly, stood up, and walked out of the room. That silence hurt more than any fight ever could. From that day forward, something in him shifted. He didn't lash out, didn't accuse me, but he pulled away. He stopped doing the little things. No more midday texts just to say he missed me. No more quiet touches or thoughtful gestures. The warmth was gone, replaced with a cold, aching distance. I tried to fix it. I cooked his favorite meals, even though cooking's never been my strength. I left him notes in his lunch, reminders of the early days when we were still in love. I even tried to initiate closeness one night, hoping maybe physical connection could help us bridge the gap. But he only looked at me with tired, heavy eyes and said, "Not tonight, Emily. Maybe another time." Instead of facing the mess I had made, I ran from it. One Friday evening, drowning in the silence and guilt, I went out again. I told myself it was just to clear my head, but deep down, I was looking for something. Maybe comfort, maybe escape, maybe a distraction from the shame I could no longer carry. That's when I met him. He was bold, charming, and so unlike Luke in every way. He slid into the seat beside me at the bar with a smile and said, "You look like someone who's had one hell of a day." I should have turned away. I should have stood up, walked out, and gone home. But I didn't. Instead, I let him talk to me, let his charm serve as a numbing agent for the ache inside me. I allowed myself to feel wanted again, using his attention like a bandage over a wound I wasn't ready to confront. When he leaned in and kissed me, I didn't stop him. The instant our lips touched, a wave of nausea hit me, as though I had stepped off the edge of a cliff without realizing it. Then I toned, and there he was. Luke. He was parked just across the street, sitting behind the wheel, eyes locked on us. He didn't yell. He didn't even get out of the car. He just rolled up the window and quietly drove off. And with that, I knew I had broken something that couldn't be repaired. The next morning, I woke up hoping, praying, really, that there was still a chance that somehow we could piece it all back together. But when I walked into the kitchen, Luke was already there. He didn't scream. He didn't accuse. His voice was even and composed, but the finality in it was unmistakable. "You showed me last night how little this marriage means to you," he said. I begged. I cried. I told him it was meaningless, a moment of weakness. But he just looked at me with tired eyes, his face full of quiet disappointment. "I need space," he said simply. He packed a suitcase and walked out of our home. He never came back. 6 months have gone by since that night. Luke has moved on. He's seeing someone now, a beautiful woman who lights up when she's with him. He looks lighter, happier, free. And me? I'm alone. I'm living with the wreckage of what I destroyed. The silence from my friends speaks volumes. They don't know what to say anymore, and frankly, I can't blame them. Even my mother, when I finally confessed everything, just shook her head slowly. "You had what most women pray for, Emily," she said, "and you let it slip through your hands." She wasn't wrong. There's no redemption in this story, no clean resolution, just a weight of regret that follows me through every day. I lost something precious, not because someone took it from me, but because I didn't see its worth until it was gone. If there's one thing you remember from my story, let it be this: never take love for granted. The comfort, the quiet loyalty, the daily gestures, they matter, and when they disappear, you may not get a second chance. Now, every day is a reminder of what I had, and how easily I let it slip away.